The biggest difference between winning or losing in your first astral projection is the following method. This is an 80-20 of your success. If you want to perform better in your astral projection practice, you need to focus on conquering this method. I've studied thousands of astral projecting cases, and it turns out all the best performers focus only on these three core elements. If you master them, you are set. In this video, I'm gonna break it down. First, we're gonna walk through all the steps and mechanics with examples, and then I'm gonna give you an exercise that you can practice on your own. I guarantee this will be a tipping point where you will begin to astral project. And I know this works because I did hundreds of astral projection myself, implementing this exact same simple tactic. Now, first of all, this method consists of three key elements. All three of them are purely mental and can be done by the power of our mind alone. The three elements that I'm talking about are intention, stress, and subconscious. And when those three are merged in one formula, they result in astral projection. Let's break it down with an example. Have you ever experienced setting an alarm to wake up in the morning, yet you wake up minutes before it rings, thinking to yourself, I could have slept 10 more minutes? This isn't coincidence, it's your intention at work. Intention is not physical, but a purely mental power that becomes remarkably effective when properly harnessed. When you have something important scheduled, perhaps a critical work meeting where being late could disappoint your boss or jeopardize your job, the evening before, you don't just set your alarm. You are mentally committed to waking up at the specific time. So now you have your intention on set. Next, what comes into play is stress. The stress associated with potentially losing your job is powerful enough to deliver this intention directly into your subconscious mind. As a result, you magically wake up before your alarm, almost if you subconsciously track the time while sleeping. Now we have the third and the last part of our formula, which is our subconscious. From psychology, we know that the subconscious mind wields significantly more control over our body functions, reactions, and habits than our conscious mind. And while the subconscious is harder to access, once something becomes embedded there, it transforms into a natural aspect of your character that requires minimal conscious effort to activate. Now let's mark down the whole formula together. To achieve the desirable result, wake up at the certain time of morning, we set an intention. Because it is crucial to our survival, aka financial safety, we charge our intention with a certain amount of stress and direct it into the subconscious that governs our body and conscious mind. And so the greater this intensity was, the faster and more effectively these new instructions became integrated into our subconscious processes, the faster we receive the end result or product of our mental effort. You can imagine it like shooting a ball, where arrows that you shoot are your intention, bowstring is a stress, and a target is your subconscious mind. So much so, the more you will pull the bowstring, the faster and more precise the arrow will hit the target. And the result of such a skilled shooting, you will get your prize. This formula doesn't just apply to waking up on time. It works for astral projection too. Let me share something interesting from my own research and experience that shows how this works in practice. In my personal journey, I've noticed something fascinating. Sometimes, despite religiously following all the established protocols, astral projection remains elusive when I actively pursue it. This includes all the widely recommended methods enrolled by the experts in the field: the back-to-bed method, binaural beats, roll out of your body, or lift from your body. You're likely familiar with these approaches. You wake up during the night after 3 or 4 hours of sleep, remain awake briefly, not so long that you become fully alert and mentally rigid, but not so briefly that you immediately fall back asleep. The goal is to capture that perfect meditative middle ground. Then you close your eyes and begin gently drifting away while attempting to quiet your internal dialogue, maintaining consciousness to avoid falling asleep, achieving complete physical relaxation and simultaneously projecting your energy body outward. Looking ahead, I need to say, this method works. However, let's face the reality. Trying to balance all these requirements simultaneously is an extraordinary challenging, especially when you are tired and your body craves sleep. Moreover, each unsuccessful attempt gradually erodes your confidence. For beginners, repeated failure can even cast doubt on whether astral projection is genuinely possible. However, during my struggles with these traditional methods, I observed a curious pattern. Some nights I would think to myself, I really need to achieve astral projection tonight. But within minutes of starting my practice, I would recognize my extreme fatigue from weeks or even months of inadequate sleep. Consequently, I would abandon my practice, turn onto my side, and surrender to sleep. What happened next constantly surprised me. I would find myself standing in my astral body beside my bed, sometimes immediately after falling asleep, other times following several hours of rest. These unexpected successes always left me puzzled. I had literally done nothing, skipped my routine and exercises, yet experienced some of my most vivid astral projections, complete with clear vision and a stable energy body that perfectly responded to my will. This pattern revealed something profound about the mechanism of astral projection that connects directly to our earlier discussion about the power of intention, stress, and subconsciousness. At that time, when it was only beginning to happen, I didn't know that. But later, when the same pattern would reappear again and again, I would begin to suspect that my will or my intention would be somehow involved in this, but wasn't sure if I was right and how to verify and execute my theory to give it a try. Later on, when I would research shamanistic traditions of various nations around the world, I would find out that I wasn't the only one who made a similar discovery. Our ancestors at some point of their existence came across the same phenomena and learned how to use these peculiarities of our consciousness. And it became so obvious and so undoubtful to them that they passed this knowledge through the shaman's family lines or from teacher to the apprentice, so much so that this practice survived and still used in some archaic societies around the world in various shamanic traits like healing, fortune telling, and mediumship. So when I found a confirmation of my theory, I was able to adapt this formula for my needs, and to my big surprise, the results didn't keep me waiting for too long. I began to astral project more frequently, projections became more vivid, and what was most important, they didn't require so much physical effort. At this point, I would like to suggest an exercise that is beginner friendly and can be easily applied even with the basic level of the experience. In this exercise, we will use something your brain already responds to almost automatically: the urge to check your phone. That subtle tension you feel when you expecting a message, that itch to just take a quick look. The method is simple. Before you go to bed, tell yourself, there is something important waiting for me. I need to check it, but I'll do it without my physical body. Then turn your phone off, place it out of reach across your room, don't check any messages, leave the loop open, create the itch. Now lie down, relax, and hold that unresolved curiosity. Picture your phone lighting up, imagine hearing it buzzing, then imagine yourself getting up, not physically, but with your astral self, to check it. Repeat to yourself, I'll check it soon. With my other self, I rise, not with my body, but with my awareness. Let your mind gently hover over this thought as you drift to sleep. You may ask, why does this work? Because your subconscious hates unresolved tasks. It craves closure, and when that urge is strong enough, it may just pull your awareness out of your body to handle the task itself. Try it for a few nights. Tune into that tension, the desire, the anticipation, and let your subconscious do the rest. You might just find yourself standing across the room, watching your physical body asleep. Our goal here is to create an intense focus, almost like a powerful magnetic pull towards your phone right before you go to bed. This isn't just a casual interest, it's about developing a deep, compelling need to check your phone that overshadows everything else. Imagine that nothing else matters in your world at that moment. No other thoughts, no other desires, just this one powerful need that must be fulfilled. The intensity of this focus is what charges your intention with enough energy to activate your subconscious. This isn't about obsession in an unhealthy way, but rather about creating temporary, direct intensity that serves as the stress component in our formula. The stronger this focused desire, the more powerful the signal to your subconscious. If everything is done right, you will find yourself on the way to your phone in your energy body in the middle of the night. In worst case scenario, you will find yourself dreaming about the phone. which would mean that you were standing in front of your phone in your astral form. But unfortunately, your conscious awareness of yourself was stuck in the loop of unconsciousness. If that happens, don't get disappointed. Just put more effort into this exercise and try again next night. What I was doing when I discovered this method, I was picking up one free day and spending the whole day completely submerged in thoughts that was trying to embed it in my subconscious mind. Literally, I would spend it alone, walking somewhere where I wouldn't encounter people or noises that would disturb me. I would repeat mantras, I would think about astral projection, imagine it, reading about it. I would stand in a mirror and command to myself that I will have astral projections. Basically, I was trying to direct all my mental energy towards this one goal, making it the absolute priority in my mind. And of course, in the night I would be rewarded with the astral projection. Of course, you also can try to begin embedding in your subconscious intention about astral projection right away. But if you are a complete noob and never before experienced an astral projection, then it can be tricky for you. Keep in mind that prior to me discovering this method, I had astral projection experiences and I knew well how they feel, and familiarity of this feeling often would help my conscious mind to spot the moment when my astral body would separate from the physical one. But no worries, if you don't have prior experience, I suggest you check this video where I explain in detail how this moment of separation is feeling and how to train to initiate it. Link will be in the description. I'm waiting for comments of those who will try. Also let me know what do you think in general about this method. Was this video helpful or not? Also don't forget to like this video. It's helping out our community to grow and spread the light of knowledge. Subscribe to see the new videos and see you in the next one.